Can we talk about your dream from December 30th?
Yes, that's where I'm going now. So in this dream on December 30th, I saw that I was going to a swampy area near a college campus. In this swampy area, there was a building that I knew contained an altar of darkness, and that it was fueling spiritual resistance against the church and the kingdom of heaven breaking forth on many campuses of the United States. In the dream, I knew that this altar was satanic. So again, remember, this was interesting because let me say this again. I knew this altar, wherever it was in this swampy area near some college campus that I did not know, was literally fueling resistance. It was keeping and resisting the Church of Jesus Christ, the kingdom of heaven, from breaking forth on not just on that campus, but I knew it was on many campuses of the United States. And so I knew that this altar was satanic, and I knew that I was being assigned by the Lord to do a prophetic act of spiritual warfare at that site to break the altar and its power. Now, by the way, Kelsey, I did not know what that act was going to be. And maybe that will help somebody, because I have found God doesn't give you the full picture from the beginning. Like, sometimes he'll bring you up, give you a 30,000 foot view and say, hey, look at this altar, look what it's doing. And then he says, now go destroy it. And you're like, I have no idea what to do. So he'll just bring you to the next step and say, now that you're here, pour oil out, or, whatever the case. But I did not know what I was supposed to do. And in this dream, I just started walking over, or just prior, I was going to walk over through this swamp, which might also indicate the swamp it's unclean. It's stagnant. There's not fresh flowing, life-giving water. It's swampy. It's muddy. It's gross. It's dark. There's flies. It can speak of, just a demonic cesspool. And so in the dream, just prior to walking over through that swamp to this building or to this altar to do the spiritual warfare, I prayed to the Lord and said this. We talked about signs earlier. I said, God, I am going to need a sign that this spiritual warfare has actually worked against the darkness. So even before I go do the prophetic act, I say, Lord, I'm going to need a sign after this is done. And then I heard the Lord respond back in my heart, and he said this in the dream. He said, you pick the sign. And so I said this. When the smoke rises on the mountains of North and South Carolina, this will be the sign that the power of darkness holding back the outpouring of God's Spirit on the campuses of the United States is broken. And it shall mark a time that campuses will be visited by heaven. Dream end.
Whoa, wow. Did you wake up after that?
Let me see. Did I?
Because,
yes.
wow.
Yes. So I did. And I was like,
so powerful.
Isn't that wild? I mean, well, first off, I was like, every day I've been looking, is there fire? Is there smoke rising out of the mountains of South Carolina and North Carolina? I don't know. Is that literal? Maybe it will be literal. The other thing I think of is maybe God's saying, I'm going to visit the Smoky Mountains. My glory is going to fall on the Smoky Mountains. Because if I'm not mistaken, they run through North Carolina, maybe South Carolina. I don't remember.
Yeah, I know North Carolina. I'm not sure South Carolina.
Yeah. So, again, these are those kinds of words. You're like, Lord, wow, what do you do with that?
Powerful.
But I do believe, see, this wasn't on my radar. Why does God give a dream like that? Because he's saying, hey, there is an altar or altars. There are swamps. There are dark realms where altars have been erected that are actually hindering what I want to do and what heaven wants to do on campuses throughout the United States. That God's saying, guess what? Guess what, church? Guess what, ecclesia? I want to move in power in the young generation. I want to pour out my spirit on campuses, colleges, high schools. I want to do this throughout the United States, but I need you to search and destroy these altars.
Amen.
And you know what? I believe that God's going to show us how to pray effectively. We're not going to be those who beat the air aimlessly. We're going to have on point, targeted intercession, and he's going to give us directions and directives on how to actually break or dismantle spiritual altars. And you know, about the sign, I wonder, I'm asking, Lord, not that we want to see a forest fire or anything, but I'm saying, I wonder if there might be a physical sign of fire or smoke coming up off of the mountains at some point. And so I don't know. I'm still praying about that. I'm not, my prayer is not, Lord, set the mountains on fire, but
I know what you mean. Yes.
My prayer is, God, let this dream come forth. Let the altar be destroyed. And whatever that sign might represent, let the signs be fulfilled.
Amen.
And I would say that for everybody who is on this journey of seeking and destroying altars is, hey, ask the Lord for a sign. Maybe it's for your family. You're saying, God, there might have been an altar. Listen, I believe that there's been altars that were established in my bloodline. Even though Jesus Christ freed me from the curse, there still had to be a breaking of some of these things because they were still seeking to influence. The past was still seeking influence over me and over my younger generations. And that's what I want to say is, ask the Lord for a sign. And I believe I've started to see some of those signs in my own life, my own family line. And it's awesome. So anyway, I think this is an exciting year. Now, by the way, the other word God gave me is when he said seek and destroy. I felt the caution of the Lord over everyone to say, don't just seek out darkness. Don't just seek first where the enemy is operating. Seek God. Seek me first. Seek him and you will find him. Seek him with all your heart. And then God will open up understanding. He will cause you to see and understand where those altars are operating. Because there is a danger in prioritizing looking for darkness before you first are looking to God. And we need to look first and fully to the Lord. Seek first his kingdom, his righteousness. Everything else will be added to us. So that's my exhortation today.